Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Good Times and War Crimes podcast. I'm your host, RealDerpDeGames, and I'm here with
Second Lieutenant Gill.
Sergeant Major, Padet.
He's already forgot his fucking lines. And we have special guest, Colonel Dudettenook.
Hi.
Nook, tell us about your time in this shitscape.
Where do you want me to start?
I was born
Because
at a
I've been
very
here
young
for a
age.
very long time. You want me to start from the beginning in 2018?
If you'd
Or
like,
should I start sooner?
wherever you want to. Just tell us about your good times, about some more crimes.
I remember joining RIC for the first time in 2018. There was this random sergeant major who approached me when I was a visitor and was showed me around the map and got me interested. And I joined the group because of him. I think he's banned right now because he joined NRIC. Such a shame, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I think I became a medic first, and I just ride around town in the ambulance. And then eventually, I kind of got mad with the no swearing rule, so I left in spring of 2019. It must have been, but I decided to join HQ one last time before I left, and this guy approached me and said, "Hey, you wanna do some revolutionary shit?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And so I joined his insurgency and started terrorizing River Gorge. I bought the VIP pass because he recommended it to me, and I happened to have 1,000 Robux in my account at the time. And then around June or July, I decided to infiltrate the River Gorge government.
Interesting.
Yeah, my ass almost got exposed by Combi a month into it,
Sounds like some shit I'd do.
but I somehow passed, made it into government. But before I actually got into a government office, I was like, this revolutionary shit is boring. I'm actually pursuing a real career and not do anything malicious. I don't want to talk about my time as mayor, but I was in the sheriff's department for a long time, and that's where I got my start in law enforcement in the RIC community. But mind you, I've been doing NP shit for years before 2018. Law enforcement stuff on Roblox has been my bread and butter. No wonder I'm an NP com right now.
Yep.
But yeah, I ranked up in sheriff's department. I think my first time around, I got up to sergeant or lieutenant, and I think I got on the 13th team. The first time I can't remember exactly when. But then some shit happened in December of 2019, and I decided to join RIC again. And I worked my way up and became an MP. In my opinion, I think I was a pretty good MP because, I had the experience from being a sheriff's deputy. And I did that for a while. And then I stopped being an MP in May for reasons I don't feel like getting into. But it was fun while it lasted. I remember when there'd be riots in town, I'd take gas grenades, poisonous gas, and white phosphorus and throw it on every single surface I saw to make sure that nothing could kill me or any other NP and arrest who we needed to.
Alright, let's get ourselves a war crime counter going. There's the first one.
Yeah, gas and white phosphorus during martial law. That was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, love that.
And then in 2020, December of 2020, I was an officer. I think I was a captain. And then I got a great deal in this group. You know how I'm a Nook, right? That's a really prestigious Roblox military family. Well,
Yeah,
at least it was. The family's dead now, unfortunately. But anyway, I got offered by a Nook who was in Noah's Nook's USMC. I think he was assistant commandant or some shit like that. He was up there, and he offered me the position of provost marshal, which is equivalent to RIC military police commander. And I took it, and I actually had a lot of people to work with because I think the guy who was provost marshal before me just got fired. So I had a lot of active guys, and I came in, Like my first day there, they lined up for me as if I were some like feudal lord, and they were like all pretty nice, and like they were like really happy and ready to like serve under like a new provost marshal. And it was really well with them. By the way, wasn't RIC, this is like that USMC really. And I did that for a few months. And eventually, like a week into it, I got promoted to Brigadier General because I was a Marine Colonel at the time. And like typically in USMs, leader of military police is typically at Colonel. But I got promoted to Brigadier General, which is a 1-star general. And I continued my work there, had a pretty effective second in command. You know Sarkles, the community guy? Also my MP captain? Captain Sarkles 3? I brought him over from RIC, and I had him serve as my chief of staff of the division. There's a picture of us, I'll send it to you later, of Sark in a line with 2 other guys with their M4s out, ready to like execute the civilian, and I was like giving them commands and shit. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm gonna write that down and I'll send it to you later so you can put it as like B-roll.
So Nook, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah?
So what made you interested in doing like law enforcement type stuff in Roblox in the first place? Like, where do you draw your inspirations from there?
I don't know. I've always liked the aspect of like being a police officer, but like none of my family were really police officers. Well, I was just a like distant uncle. I'm not too close with. I met him like once or twice. He's a cop. And I know my cousin, who I'm also not really close with, is interested in some sort of law enforcement or justice career, like lawyer or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
Again, I'm not close with my cousins.
Right.
But yeah, I just like the aspect of like being a police officer.
And how long have you been on Roblox for exactly?
I've been on Roblox since October 2016. So this October will be my 8th anniversary on this godforsaken platform.
Congratulations.
Old.
And the first time I was MP would have been the summer of 2017 in Dallas, USAF. I became an MP officer there. So to be fair, I was like 12 or 13, so I kind of got kicked out a lot. I was like, you know that HD guy from a few months ago? Shit, would any of you remember him? There's like annoying sergeant.
Many of us were around.
Doesn't ring a bell. Yeah.
Well, for those of you who know, Go-Go Meadow.
I do remember Go-Go Meadow.
Yeah, I was like kind of like him. I hope I wasn't as annoying as him, but yeah, I kind of got kicked out of the MP division in USAF a few times because I was a little retard back then. But yeah, it was fun. I actually did work my way up to deputy chief, which would be like working your way up to senior officer or FTO and a RIC MP. Though I didn't have like training responsibilities. Shit, I didn't even have Discord until when was this Discord account made? Because this has only been my only Discord account I've ever had.
You can check that.
January 18th, I think, off the top of my head. Yeah, January 18th of 2018.
Oh, that's the same day I created my Discord account. Interesting.
Besties. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That's interesting. We created our Discord accounts on the same day. I created this Discord account when I was playing Heroes and Generals. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Still nobody knows what that game is besides you.
Nobody knows what that game is. It is completely irrelevant. It is dead.
Yeah.
Heroes and Generals.
I
I've only seen a
remember-
video on them.
When
Want
I
me to
was
continue?
a little shit joining RIC, this was back 2014, 2015. For the very first time, and not much happened other than me joining medics and being heavily involved within River Gorge itself. I was part of the town council until I abused a TK Glock, and then
Did you get thrown out?
of the council, but I was still battalion chief and head of arson investigation. And then
Here, I'll send you pictures of from like the old days with that,
I
of
had
like
the-
throwing gas and shit.
infinite wisdoms of, on more than one occasion, I leaked the names of some IA people.
Good for you.
And then I also pretended to be KDT's girlfriend on more
Damn.
than one occasion in the Discord servers. And I very quickly got my citizenship revoked.
God. It doesn't count as a war crime, but still, that's interesting.
No, it's scuffed. Because you have this, like, fucking 13, 14-year-old child pretending to be the girlfriend of this grown man.
No, that is not good.
Whoa, yeah.
Hey,
When you put it like that, now that.
Yeah, when
that's
you
just
put it in
sounds
that
even
context,
worse.
that is bad. That is not just bad, that is terrible.
Stupid.
Hey, back on
Yeah.
me as a RICMP. During my first round, I think I was an officer at this point in March 17th of 2020. You know John Bell, right? You've at least heard of him. One of the worst chief of staff in RIC history.
I remember John.
Unpleasant dude, beat a cat to death. Yeah, he was a
I've
probie and
heard of
MP.
him.
Actually,
He was a probie and MP this time, and we got called out to the housing district because a person named Tally, also a former chief of staff, right before I got in actually, had, I believe the call it was illegal substances or controlled substances, and I'll send this in main div and your DM's pathetic.
Oh shit!
Samantha Nook, by the way, was my old username back then. But
For those who are
mind
gonna
you,
be watching, we'll probably edit like a picture of it, just
Yeah.
context there.
Damn, that is incriminating.
I'd like to take this
That
time to
is-
point out American actual comment and live, laugh, toaster bath.
oh man, Americans are pretty fucking funny.
We love American. God bless American.
But anyway, yeah. I was doing that USMC shit for all summer, and then my early months of high school, and then I stopped. I left. I can't remember why actually. I genuinely can't remember. And I eventually found my way back to RIC in 2021, I want to say. I don't know. I was in a band group at one point, and I was banned for about a year. And in June of 2022, I got that ban repealed thanks to iGoing. Because when I was still in RIC, I think in 2020, 2021, I was working on HQ2 with Wild TV, iGoing, and PowerX Lite, and Carousel, and among others.
Interesting.
They were really fun to work with, and I still enjoy working with iGoing. And Wild is fun. And I think that's where a lot of the trust between us comes from. It's from the HQ2 development shit.
Oh,
I remember one time I was hated by ComB, particularly by Soldier XVI. I'm sure some of you have heard of him. The real veterans would know who he is.
Yep.
He hated my ass, and he and his ComB goons stormed the HQ2 server because it was a private server with only the developers and maybe a general or two. And Wild just got executed. Damn, I didn't know we were in the ghetto. But anyway, Soldier and his goons stormed the HQ2 server, saw that I was swearing, and then they tried demoting me, or getting me exiled. Wasn't fun. Oh, and something else, in October 2022, I guess I was in RIC or River Gorge or something. I was probably a visitor, because I was a visitor for a long time. I wore the Viz-B vest, if you know what that is. Me, my friend JDerps, and 10 others, 8 to 10 others, were shit-talking RIC in a private Discord owned by JDerps. And this guy named Rumps decided to record it and send it all to ComB we all got banned. Those of us who were in RIC were demoted down to private. We lost all of our divisions and shit, and that was happening for like a few days until like everyone else was like, "Soldier, what the actual fuck are you doing?" And they like, those of us who were in RIC got put back to either put back to our ranks or close to it. I think JDIP was I could be wrong about this, but I think JDIP was a major, and he got put back to captain. So I might be wrong about that. Yeah, it's crazy shit happened, and it was a huge waste of time, and it was unneeded stress and shit.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Combi was corrupt. Oh, another thing for the war crimes, not done by me though, but you know how it is in the 3&D embassy?
Yeah.
RA had their own embassy in HQ1, and the rule was no law enforcement, including Combi, were allowed to breach RA headquarters, embassy, unless they had permission from like an RA HR. But for some reason, Combi decided to go to the RA embassy and invade it for no reason. There wasn't even anyone in there. Actually, I think there were like a few RA guys, but none of them were wanted, and they just got slaughtered.
Wow.
Huge fiasco.
Who got slaughtered, Combi?
No, the RA guys. RA wouldn't have been able to fight back. They couldn't even run, probably.
2 war crimes now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're up to 2 war crimes.
Just put the war crime counter to 1,000 because I always carried gas grenades and white phosphorus as MP. Like seriously, if I ever got shot at, fucking 5 gases and 5 white phosphorus are being thrown immediately.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was pretty standard though for like everyone in HQ.
I
carrying
carried more gas grenades than
and
anyone else, though. I carried more than other people. Like, if people carry like a few, I had like at least 4 to 5 rows of gas and white phosphorus.
Jeez. Yeah.
I probably have like a GIF of it somewhere. I don't feel like looking for it right now, but it was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, and in my time, this isn't really relevant to police work, but I love like the traffic control devices. I consider myself like a master of it, taught by old Logan Cool, because like he was really good at it. I remember he'd make roundabouts and shit in town.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I still like try to like do traffic control stuff when I have the time.
Yeah, it's very, how do you say, kind of just redundant to do traffic control now here in HQ2 than it was back in HQ1, since, you know, people just tend to just drive around like they're in bumper cars.
And there's no rusty roads or anything that can damage vehicles anyway, so there's no need to.
Exactly. No
potholes. It's such a shame.
No rusted roads.
Yeah. June 2022. In July of 2022, my friend Creaky, I still consider him a friend even though we weren't as close as we were then, invited me to join RIC. He said I could get MP because he knew how good of an MP I was. I was like, you know what? Sure, I just got unbanned. Why the fuck not? And so at Lance Corporal, no, at Sergeant, something like that, like I grinded the fuck out of the ranks and I got like promoted within a day to the proper rank for MP, and I got in. I got 5 hours of Proby hours and solar certification. And by the way, this was the time when it was standard for all Probies to have 15 hours.
Damn.
Grinded the shit out of those hours in one day and got him knocked out.
Yeah.
Instantly got put on Creaky's burnout alert.
So Sam, take us back to your time when you were terrorizing HQ1 as a visitor. What was like your favorite tactics to employ against RIC forces taking over town at the time?
I wasn't the most scary visitor, but I was definitely very active. To one point where I was put on AOS for a month, and I just stopped joining after being arrested like 10 times for 90 minutes.
Jeez.
I remember. You guys remember Barrett? I remember Barrett and we were kind of friends. He's a very nice man, by the way. we took like 200, at least 200 or 300 IEDs and covered town in them. Hell, we made stairs out of those IEDs.
Good God.
And that was pretty fun. We made fucking stairs, I'm not even kidding.
God.
Fucking stairs, bro.
IED staircase of death.
Literally. And like, NP could not touch town. Combi even joined. Blown up immediately like they didn't, like they were fucking stupid ass native soldiers. No offense to you guys, by the way, I love you. But, seriously, decimation. I think an HR eventually, like, cleared, fucking cleared the IEDs when we were, like, halfway up our IED staircase. And I was like, shit. Oh, the SVD was fun to use. It was a literal 2-tap weapon. I think I assassinated some general or chief of staff with an SVD. Like, it was kind of hard shot and I sucked at aiming. And I think I was accused of exploiting, but I was never banned. You know, fucking typical RICHR moment of that era.
Yep.
Let's see. I remember I tried avoiding killing sheriff department members and civilians in general, but you know, if they got in my way, I had to do what I had to do. You would have done the same.
We're up 4, 5 counts of war crimes now.
Yeah. I remember sometimes I just didn't give a shit and I just like shred civilians with my dual AKs.
Alright, so even more war crimes.
Yeah.
Those are very rare. Those are only like when I was having a bad day. But yeah. If I remember anything from my visitor terrorism days, I'll get back to it. From July 2022, I worked my way up in the MP. Initially, I just wanted to be like a forever staff sergeant, an MP officer, maybe FTO. You know, do my thing until like high school or college required me to leave this place. It hasn't yet.
Not that lucky.
Okay. But anyway, I did that for a while. And then this guy named Shark, he said, hey, I need another engineer commander. Would you be interested in that? I know you have leadership experience. I was like, why not? I may as well become an officer in RIC again. So I was training as like an NCO and second lieutenant to be engineer commander. But then an even more better position came up to me. Chuck was like, fuck, I need a Marine commander. You're dead. You want to do that? I know you like shooting people and you have some experience in Marines. I was like, that sounds pretty good. Why not? So I did that, and for Shark, he's a good guy, but he wasn't a great HR. Like, I don't mean to like defame Shark with this section and all. It's like, he's a great guy. He just wasn't a great leader. But as a like first lieutenant, captain, and I think major, I was pretty much leading fucking Marines. That's what I was doing. Like, he wasn't there that much, and when he was, he kind of was in the way. I remember one time we were setting up in one of the parks, and I was like in command, and then Shark joined, and he started like having like some Marines like be literal goons, and they killed someone, and I had to look into it as MP, and then Combi got interested in it too. And I was like, Shark, what the actual fuck am I doing here? Why are we in this situation? Why do you have Marines in dark clothing looking and acting like Combi? Like, I was so fucking mad. By the way, when I was a captain, I got a bit involved with OCS under Infinitely Epic. Yes, the Infinitely Epic that got my magical sword banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great leader. Horrible troll to deal with. Decent dude. Yeah, I was leading OCS under him, and then like when I was a captain, he left and he named me as successor to lead OCS. So I was actually leading OCS a bit, if you can believe it. And I was like mainly in charge of like data tracking. So I tracked a bunch of data regarding like hosting, and that's what I did for like a year and a half. It's like mastering the art of data management. And when I was a major, when I got promoted to lieutenant colonel, I got Marcom and OCS head as lieutenant colonel. It was pretty fun. I did that for a while. Eventually, Marines. No, actually, no, not yet. In September of 2022, that's when I was promoted to lieutenant colonel. By the way, I think it was like the 18th of September 2022. HQ2 was about to come out on the 1st of October for veterans and honest people. So that happened. And then on the 7th of October, it was released to everyone. And that's when I became an HQ2 HR on the 1st of October.
Interesting.
Yeah. The map was so much more different than it is now. Were you going to say something to that?
Oh, no. I was just saying very interesting, though.
Okay.
But, yeah, shifting over to around today. So,
Oh, yeah.
as you recently know about the ban on magical swords, I just wanted to know what's your input on it, since you're a big fan of using the Wind Force sword.
I won't get too into it, because I made my opinion known to my department general and chief of staff, but I will say, it's a terrible decision and it won't achieve what they think it will. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, speaking of, we actually had a community meeting today about
Actually, I may as well add this in, since I'm MP commander. I still will enforce it with the rigor and swiftness that I am expected of by my superiors. If anyone has it, no matter if it's like you, Pathet, or Gil, or RealDerp, or some civilian, if I see you with the magical sword, or any other MP sees you with the magical sword, they will arrest you on the spot. Regardless of our opinions of it, we will still do what we're expected to do. But anyway, what were you guys going to say?
Yeah, so there was a community meeting that was hosted today, and main talk of conversation was the controversial magical sword revocation and black marketing. Turns out, even AYX himself was not too happy with the way that they just did a full black and white ban on him.
Yeah.
There needs to be some gray area. We came to that conclusion, so be on the lookout for new changes in that regulation. That might change.
I honestly want to say, magical swords should be available to RSC officers and above, but that would only be benefiting me and not the rest of the community. So I think everyone should have access to them.
Interesting. Derp, do you have anything to input on this?
Keep Nook away from me. Stabbed one too many times.
I don't have my sword on me.
Thank God.
That's another war crime to count, man.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
There's at least 40.
least
You know the
40.
militia skirmishes that we've been having?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I find it funny when I'm leading them, and we get in an engagement, and I end up killing Wilfred. The enemy commander has just killed the other enemy commander.
Yeah.
Or when I end up with my sword, I just end up decapitating Wilfred. Always fun.
Yeah. Hey, Derp, you want to tell us about one of them skirmishes in particular?
Which one do you want to know about?
Oh, the one that the most war crimes were caused.
Oh.
We had an adjutant general.
Could you state his name for the record?
Beef One, if any of you know that name.
Yep.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, me neither. Some fucking bozo, I guess. Anyways, so Beef One, after me thinking I was doing right, had just negotiated a ceasefire with Wilfred and the rest of our GM. Beef One comes on and tells us to deploy an entire Marine armor battalion.
God.
5, 6, 7 tanks.
Interesting.
I believe it was 4 tanks and then
Was that-
1 striker.
Was that after
If I'm
peace was
correct.
already like
4 tanks and a
negotiated?
Come again, Gil?
Was that after peace was already negotiated?
Yes, this was after
Yes.
peace was already negotiated.
Oh, that's interesting. That's like a mega war crime. You can't
yeah.
engage surrendering enemy. You cannot engage surrendering enemies like that. That is like a huge no-no.
Anyways.
Wow. To put a very long story short. When I told Beefwan about it, he said, and I quote, "I didn't sign no paper." Wow.
Yup.
And then RGM was no more.
They
Decimated.
were they
Basically. It was
were they turned into a
full-blown
red mist?
armored assault.
damn. Red misted them. That's wow. Brutal.
Hate to say it though, but I was in that armored convoy too, leading up towards the RGM base. My
Yeah, one of them.
Pretty sure most of us were.
yeah,
Did you
pretty
have
much.
one of them good soldiers follow orders type moments?
I did at one point because leading up to the peace negotiations, when we were still engaging with militia forces, they were actively, you know, building their little checkpoint area, like right across from their base, right? And we were told not to fire upon them. So a couple of Marines and we were up in the mountains, close to their base, just giving them some overwatch, and we kept on just taking fire from them here and there. Even at one point too, when I died a couple of times, you know, I straight up just walked up to their checkpoint and still got open fired on. So,
Interesting.
To think this
So,
all
you know,
started
stomping-
with
yeah,
a man
sorry.
named Invic.
Shame he couldn't be here
The
too.
Rusted Springs incident of 2024.
Oh, I remember when I was capturing Rusted Springs with another MP, and then like I made a call out saying like militia was coming up on us with weapons drawn and shit, and I called like every single Marine and MP to our location, and we had that border skirmish.
I do remember
Oh yeah.
that.
That
I
was
remember
retarded.
hearing about it.
That was absolutely retarded. That was with me, I think, actually, right?
Yeah, we enforced that that stance when we were taking Rusted Springs, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think didn't they back down or not?
They backed out after a while after
Yeah.
Wilfred realized his ego wasn't going to get him out of this.
Oh, yeah.
We were chill for a while. I ordered a Cold Arbor to be taken, and then we were chilling for a bit, and then for some reason, Wilfred himself went up in a boat to our oil rig that we owned, and decided to take it.
That's right. I remember. I was there for that.
Yeah.
I was forced to declare martial law. Not martial law, war. Yeah, war. War against militia, and we fucking destroyed them. All because Wilfred decided to take a fucking oil rig from us.
That was my first day as Proby too, I think, wasn't it?
Might have been. I think this happened a year before then. I don't know. But yeah.
It was sometime.
Couple weeks. Yeah.
This was like a week or two ago.
Around that time frame. Nick, I got another question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
And this pertains towards RGM, right?
Yeah?
So, you know how RGM was somewhat of like a prevalent force in HQ1, right? You know, with tasking with defending the town against raiders.
Yeah?
How do you think they fare up now in today in HQ2? Do you think that they're still relevant, or do you think that, you know, they're just another dumb faction, kind of just like how AP and the Zealots are? Like, do you think they have any usage besides
More
being
relevance?
a force?
I'm not sure, honestly. But they do bring people to HQ. They do bring people who like the game to HQ. And I think that's good. How they're led, I am not going to comment on that, but I think, I don't know. There's some good people in militia like Kuki and Arkin. I know that wasn't what I was asked. I don't know. I don't know, but they're someone we have to sometimes deal with.
Right. Fillers got any more questions for our colonel?
I could continue on with the story that I left off.
That might be a good idea.
Nook, do you ever have plans to stop looking like a North Korean general?
Jesus.
Kim Jong-Nook.
Hey, you're kind of lucky I didn't bring my sword with me.
You mean the sword that you're not allowed to carry?
Yeah.
I carry another sword.
Yeah, that's fair.
I left it in my car with my jacket and tie. But I was awarded these ribbons and medals. One second.
Yeah, for those who are watching right now, why don't you go through some of the medals that you've earned? over the
Okay,
years?
well, the ones that I'm pretty proud of is my Medal of Redemption, which is the one that sits at the top right under my wings. Actually, 1 second.
I forgot the.
I really turned my actions around from when I was a hostile visitor and band member, and I really grown to love RIC even more and help the community out. I mean, I'm a colonel now, for God's sakes. I was a general at one point. I love this place. There's my SF Distinguished Cross. I got that for getting Marines into shape, I believe. I got my MP Distinguished Service Medal because of the great work I did in MP when Creaky was around. I got the Silver Developer Coin for all the uniforms that I've contributed to the group.
Nice.
I got the HQ2 Developer Ribbon because obviously I worked on that for a little bit. I have an overseas ribbon actually. I was a part of a war at one time, which is also how I got my Army Commemorative Ribbon and my National Defense Ribbon. It was the Anexo War. I think it was in 2021, maybe? Something like that. Like 3-4 years ago. And I also have my Distinguished Joint Unit Citation for all Marines got it when Marines shut down. Like about 1.5 years ago.
Interesting.
Those are the big ones.
Yeah, quite the collection though you got there. I've only gotten my my service ribbons and just a Purple Heart. That's about it.
There are quite a bit of other ribbons, but like 5 ribbons that I had got phased out, and I no longer wear them on my uniform. One of those phased out ribbons though, which is now just under the umbrella of Allied Service Ribbon, was the 3rd New Division Distinguished Foreign Affairs Ribbon. I think I was semi-involved HR when 3&D allied, when RIC allied 3&D, and I liked bringing RIC to their Nubic Seas map, so I guess they figured to give me a medal for it.
Yeah.
It would have been one on my uniform, like on my pocket as well, but it's kind of crowded over there.
Kim Jong-Nook.
Kim Jong-Nook, indeed.
I may as well fucking embrace it eventually.
Nook, have you been around long enough to remember the war with TRA?
No, I'm not that old.
Okay.
Oh yeah, going from December of 2022, not much happened much. Actually, I took up leadership in warfare as there was no one else competent enough to lead it. I think I was the only lieutenant colonel, colonel at that point, who had any experience with combat division, so I decided to lead warfare. I led that for like 7 months, but honestly, after a while, I just wasn't as effective as I used to be before, because warfare, and honestly, it's not my thing, because MP is more of like what I do. But yeah, I was a general for like 8 months. Pretty fun. Then I got put down to colonel after I stepped down from general and warfare. I did diplomacy for a bit. That also wasn't my thing. Got annoyed with it. Transferred over to a Department of Justice deputy, and then I knew I probably wasn't gonna last long because I knew Kyle, who was leading that department at the time, didn't really like me, and I was thrown in as deputy by Igoing against Kyle's will. So frankly, I just got my foot in the door with NP, and that's how I got NP Com, Senior Military Police Commander.
Nice.
Yes, I traded diplomacy for, well, not NP Commander, but it was DOJ deputy at the time on that.
DOJ was pretty interesting.
But in terms of like how I operated, yeah, I pretty much traded it for NP Commander, though that wasn't my title at the time. But then after I got my foot in the door with NP, it's been doing NP shit ever since then. I've gone through 2 commanders. Kooky, I fucking love him. I hope he comes back like in a full capacity sometime. I wouldn't mind inviting him to NP again. He was my commander, my junior commander, and then he had to leave due to real life stuff. Our head MP captain was Purplehead. She's a dear friend of mine, though I know she's not very popular here, and her reliability can be questionable sometimes. But she's a great friend of mine.
I never necessarily had issues with her. She just did some questionable
and then eventually Purple got Lieutenant Colonel and was my junior MP commander for a few months until some events happened and she was no longer my junior MP commander. And ever since then, I had AYX as my head MP commander. He left due to reasons. And then like I had American, then Sark, then Sky as NP captains, and American left, and that's pretty much my story through command staff up to now. So hello, Igor. We're doing a podcast.
Oh, sorry. No.
So I think we're
all good.
about ready to wrap it up, unless anybody has anything else.
I have some interesting stories from the past like 2 months. You know the big ass Aqua Petra war, right? Between militia and Aqua Petra?
Yeah.
That was fun to deal with. I remember MP was trying to keep a town from being blown to smithereens.
Would have been a lot cooler if you proxied.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe some assassinations from either side on me could have been just the reason to get RIC involved in combat. Nah, I'm just kidding. I would never do that.
A little far.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
But yeah, it would have been.
I'm not the CIA. But anyway, being server commander has been very interesting for the past month. It hasn't been this interesting being a server commander since HQ1, I'd say.
How so?
It's like you get to be more involved, and make sure that like people aren't being stupid with resources, because like we have like a lot newer officers who don't know what it was like back then, and like you gotta make sure they're not gonna do anything stupid. You gotta guide them, tell them like what they can't do sometimes a bit more.
Right.
Yeah. For a while it's been pretty chill, and now it's kind of like, server CS need to exercise a bit more control, I think. Otherwise, shit will get messy.
But yeah.
True. Well, do you guys have any more questions for our colonel here?
I can't say that I do. I can say, however, that they do an amazing job and should keep up the absolutely amazing work.
Thank you, Gil.
Agreed.
Oh shit.
What was that, Derp? You have something you want to say?
Sorry, something got stuck in my throat.
Damn.
Sure, that's crazy.
Okay then. But do you guys have any questions about anything I did or didn't mention, or anything at all? I'm down to answer anything.
I wonder if the crowd of our live audience here has any questions.
Oh yeah.
Taking questions
Oh.
from the crowd.
Let's go to
Let's go to Baba.
Baba over here.
Let's go to Baba
Yeah.
over here.
Alright,
Baba,
Baba, ask
what's
away.
your
You're on
question?
camera. Invic, get the fuck out of frame.
Thank you.
Yeah, what kind of question do you have for me, Papa?
What do you think about Purple?
What do you think about
committing
Purple
war
Hood committing war crimes when she was Lieutenant Colonel?
I wish she would have toned shit down sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that. It kind of really just got excessive over time. Eventually, to the point like even when she started leaving, when she left Marines and started raiding RC as Aqua Petro and stuff, you know, fighting her, it just felt like, you know, you were just feeling her ego. Just killed, man. Yeah, that was just me personally. But
Any other
I don't know,
questions?
everyone's
Anybody else have questions from the audience?
Yeah, what's up, Rube?
Alright, what's up?
What is your opinion on NRIC and what occurred within it?
I'm not touching that.
Okay. That would be a war crime to answer just in itself, wouldn't it?
I'm not going into my time as NRIC, but I was only like NMP and junior enlisted.
Interesting. Wow.
I remember the only rank I've ever achieved at that group was a sergeant, and then as soon as, you know, all the controversies and stuff went on with there, I just did.
Actually, I do have
don't wanna go down.
one funny story about NRC. I remember, like, the radio system was like exactly like RIC HQ ones, and I said, you gotta stay strapped to some civilian when I was on duty as MP, and their chief of staff made me go back all the way to the MP building and base, just for him to go up to me personally and scream at me for saying, gotta stay strapped to a civilian.
Yep.
Huh. That's interesting.
Oh.
That was definitely the pedophile. I mean, J-Dog.
We're gonna have to
Surprise
bleep
you.
out a lot during this and post.
That dude has it out for me, but I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
That
picture
guy
just
was
clicked
that
with
guy was
Invic.
something else, man.
Yeah, to say the least.
He was not a good person.
Yeah.
No, far beyond that.
Alright. Any
Anyways.
last questions from the audience? Oh, one more from Baba.
One more from Baba.
Yeah, what's up, Baba?
Hand back over.
You think you will become a cool bodyguard?
I had aspirations for it when I rejoined RIC, but at this point, as a division commander, I don't have any interest in combi anymore. My division is more important.
That's fair, that's fair.
Oh no, he gets swarmed by combi!
I guess that's it for the questions from Baba.
Kidnapping,
Yeah,
Unless you have anything-
kidnapping live on podcast. Murder live on podcast.
Just an execution.
Which is
Oh, this
Yeah,
turned into a
silent
live leak
shit.
video.
Path, and I've got that shit in 8K. That's going in the video.
Nice.
Yup.
And, okay, also, we also have Clutch and Handy who decided to join us today, representing Rangers here on our podcast.
Yup.
I didn't realize this was going to turn into a live leak video.
Alright,
Yeah,
does
me
anybody
neither.
have any... General Zaxter has a question. Go ahead.
Ooh, the General.
Hey, Shady, what's up?
No, stand closer to the wall.
Department of Domestic Affairs all the way.
W. Straight W's.
Alright. I believe... unless anybody from the peanut gallery has questions.
Hey, I have a random story I just remembered. I remember one time when I was like, I think I was an MP captain, like in 2021 or something, and one of these prisoners were like threatening, I think, a female officer in prison, and I was like, all right, let me talk to him. And I was like, hey, what the fuck are you saying to my subordinate officer? And he just said some like really like sexist shit, and I just like shot him in the head with my golden 1911.
Interesting.
By the way, if you were in DOC or MP, while also in Rangers and at HQ1, if you ever wondered why you couldn't use flamethrowers in prison, you have me to thank for that.
Oh wow, interesting. That's very interesting.
That really is.
Should add that one to the war crime counter.
Was that
Oh,
the
yeah.
reason why the flamethrower regulations were changed to only destroy fortifications?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
That is interesting. As far as I know now, there aren't any regulations still against the flamethrowers in today's HQ.
I really wish MP got a flamethrower, because I kind of like my prisoners toasty.
Yeah, Aqua Petro's the only one who gets the flamethrower now because they can secretly fund it with all their oil.
You know what's retarded, actually?
Sure, tell me.
Let's say militia or RIC or whatever other non-AP faction captures Aqua Petro Industrial. We can't access any of the gear there. I think that's stupid. Same with the Cold Harbor airfield. It's locked to Aqua Petro only.
Yep.
Yeah, most of their items are group locked to begin with, too.
It's pretty ridiculous, and it needs to stop. Same with the militia base there too. I understand that it's for the militia group. Like, I think any faction who owns it should be able to open the doors, but like, obviously since militia spawns there, if you're in a group, you should be able to like open the doors.
Agreed.
Any other questions?
Any other questions from the group?
Oh shit, Shady just got thrown out the window.
Oh no, I think Shady's fine.
No, he's still on the ledge.
I'm gonna take this time to do our ending panoramic if you wanna sit down.
Alright, does Captain Kermit want to lead us out?
You want Captain Kermit to lead us out?
I don't know, Pathid, do we want Captain Kermit to lead us out?
I'm fine with Captain Kermit leading us out if
Alright,
he's
Captain
going to.
Kermit.
Hey, Combi, please no executions while we're on air, please. If you have
Okay,
to kill
everybody.
someone, take them downstairs.
I'd like to thank all of you for coming to the pilot episode of the Good Times and War Crimes podcast, brought to you by the Hot Dog People.
That would be the Rangers.
Hey, Baba has one last question for you.
Shadow.
Let him take it.
I go for it.
What's your last question, Baba?
Speak.
He got his hands in front of him. What's he holding?
He's got a gun! You can try out. Well, if you don't try out, there's no way you can get an MP. Oh, not my problem.
Baba is such a troll.
Hey, agents, would you mind escorting this man to his seat, please?
Thank you guys.
Alright.
Alright, Kermit. Take it away.
Alright, I'd like to thank everybody for joining the pilot episode of the podcast. Shout out to our special guest, Dudettenook. And we will see you all next week. Goodbye.